there are like ministries that point to Jesus. Unlike the first Adam, Jesus Christ is the last Adam who passed his test in the garden, and in so doing imputed his righteousness to us to overcome sin, and imputed to us through the sin of the first Adam. Jesus is the true and better Abel who, although he was innocent, was slain and whose blood cries out for acquittal. When Abraham left his father's home, he was doing the same thing that Jesus did when he left heaven. When Isaac carried his own wood and laid down his life to be sacrificed at the hand of his father Abraham, he was showing us what Jesus would later do. Jesus is the greater Jacob who wrestled with God in Gethsemane and, though wounded and limping, walked away from his grave blessed. Jesus is the greater Joseph who serves at the right hand of God the King and extends forgiveness and provision to those of us who have betrayed him and uses his power to save us in loving reconciliation. Jesus is greater than Moses in that he stands as a mediator between God and us, bringing us the new covenant. Like Job, innocent Jesus suffered and was tormented by the devil so that God might be glorified while his dumb friends are of no help or encouragement. That's you and me. Jesus is a greater king than David, who has slain our giants of Satan, sin, and death, although in the eyes of this world he was certain to face a crushing defeat at their hands. Jesus is greater than Jonah in that he spent 3 days in the grave, and not just a fish, to save a multitude even greater than Nineveh. When Boaz redeemed Ruth and brought her and her despised people into community with God's people, he was showing what Jesus would do to redeem his bride, the church, from all nations of the earth. When Nehemiah rebuilt Jerusalem, he was doing something similar to Jesus, who was building for us a new Jerusalem as our eternal home. When Hosea married an unfaithful, whoring wife that he continued to pursue and love, he was showing us the heart of Jesus, who does the same for his unfaithful bride, the church. See how it all works? The Bible's all about Jesus. One of the heartbreaking experiences of my life is consistently tuning into radio preachers and very rarely hearing about Jesus. I hear about 7 steps to get rich and 9 steps to a happy marriage and 4 ways to have an obedient pet. I mean, it's insane. And at the end of the day, people need to hear a lot about Jesus, and you're really not being biblical unless you talk about him all the time. And the Bible is a story, and it's a true story, and it's a story with a hero, and his name is Jesus. And so the key is to always figure out, okay, whatever I'm studying, how is Jesus the hero? However I'm going to articulate this, how is Jesus the hero? And you know what? You may not have an acronym. You may not have rhyming points. You may not be great with, Latin words. But if you talk about Jesus, the Holy Spirit likes to show up there, and he likes to work where Jesus is honored. He likes to work where Jesus is spoken of. He likes to work where Jesus is the hero. And it's amazing. It's amazing how absolutely willing the Holy Spirit is to show up wherever Jesus is the hero. That's where people's lives get changed. That's where your life gets changed. If you ever preach a hero other than Jesus, you've made a grievous error. You've preached a false gospel with a false God. And that's even using Jesus to be the one who gives us an example of how to save ourselves. Christus exemplar. So much of Jesus' preaching today is, Jesus was a great guy. Learn principles from his life so you can go do them and be your own hero and rescue yourself. That's not it. Jesus isn't just our example. He's our hero. He doesn't just show us how to be saved, he saves us.